national government is no longer imposing a May 18 deadline for local governments to use the expiring Astrezeneca shots as long as the interval between the two doses is 10 to 12 weeks. We now speak to Health Undersecretary Myrna Cabotaje. She's also the chairperson of the National COVID-19 Vaccination Operations Center. Good morning, Yusek. Thank you for taking our call.
Good morning, Rian. Good morning to all the listeners.
Ma'am, do we know how many vaccines exactly are set to expire soon?
We have 1.5 million that are expiring in June 30, but this will cover the 525,000 second doses that have been given as those for the March delivery. So that will 1 million that needs to be jabbed before June. And as you have mentioned, we will be targeting 70,000 jabs per day.
All right. So the ones that are about to expire, were these being used ahead of the ones that newly arrived?
These are all doses that arrived from the COVAX facility last May 7. So these are newly arrived vaccines, but they are about to expire in June and July. So we have already deployed all of them, the June expiry dates, and we are about to complete the July expiry dates. Anyway, these are already distributed all over the country, and we are sure that this can be jabbed because the concentration of the vaccines were really for NCR and Region 4A. Now that we are distributing to the rest of the country, we are confident that they will be administered by the end, before the expiry date.
Right. I'm sure you heard the soundbite there of Mayor Isko Moreno. He was complaining that his city is one of the most populated in the region, if not in the country, but they were only given several thousand doses. What's your response to that, ma'am?
Our initial allocation was really go for the priority A1 all over the country, but with the surge in NCR and 3 and 4A, the NCR Plus, we have allocated most of our vaccines, 78% of the Sinovac, to 1 million and 1.5 were allocated to NCR and divided accordingly. For the Astrezeneca, we are targeting we're giving them 1 million of the 2 million, 500,000 of the 2 million doses. Yes, we are not able to provide the numbers of vaccine that are being expected because we also need to provide the other parts of the country. In NCR, they have already accomplished 90% of the A1, and they're doing A2 and A3 in the other parts of the country because vaccine supply has not been sufficient. They are only finishing their A1 and have not started with A2 and A3.
But there's one suggestion, Yusek, to give the vaccines to the private sector so the rollout can move faster. Is this something that's possible, something that you're considering?
We are already working with the private sector in many of the areas. No, we need to expand the sites in the local government unit, and we cannot give it entirely to the private sector because this is COVAX for the Astrezeneca, and this is earmarked for A1, A2, and A3 only. We are not going to give it to A4. It's very specific from the COVAX. As I have mentioned, we are only in A1 in many parts of the country. So we have given them enough so that they can finish their A1 and continue with A2.
All right. So, Yusek, when it comes to troubleshooting, in your view, bakit naging mabagal ang vaccine rollout, and what measures are you putting in place to ensure that all vaccines are used before they expire?
We are not fully agreeing that the rollout has been mabagal. No? I think the perception of Mayor Moreno is that it's mabagal because they've already finished and they want to have more. But we cannot give more vaccines because we need to allocate also to the other parts of the country. maybe there's some delay from the regional offices to the provincial offices, excuse me, and from the provincial offices to the municipalities, taking some time for the delivery. But with our third-party logistics that have already been procured, we are now directly delivering to our RHUs and major cities and provinces.
All right, thank you for that and for your time this morning. That was Health Undersecretary Myrna Cabotaje.